Hey, I want to talk to you. This is Judith, and today our topic is, why is my twin flame so focused on money and career? And we would have to add and I am not, right? So why is that? We are going to talk about this in a minute, and I want to start off today with another Hermetic principle, because this might be a good thing to understand this dynamic that is behind this money kind of thing. Maybe this is not true for you with money and career. Maybe you are really also focused on money and career. But it could be replaced by any other thing that is not balanced in your union, right? Where one is like there a lot more than the other. We could also ask, for example, why are you so focused on love, a love relationship, and he doesn't seem to be there with you, or she? Please forgive me, it's always meant for men and women, but me and you who are watching this video is probably the female energy, no matter if you're in a male or female body, right? It's not about gender so much, it's more about energy, and as we all have male and female within us, this refers to the primary energy that we hold. Okay, so the Hermetic principle of polarity is what I want to talk about with you today. So we experience polarity everywhere in the universe. It's not only something that we experience here on Earth, but it's a universal law. So there is light and dark, hot and cold, slow and fast, and much more than that. And in fact, like, people like to explain it with hot and cold, and I think that's a very good example, because it's hot and cold, but everything is temperature. It's cold is more here and hot is more here, and there are various it's various grades of temperature. And so we have polarity everywhere, and we have to find balance here. So we experience polarity. Now what do twin flames do with this polarity? That's the big question, right? We want to reconcile polarity. And how do we do this? To find balance, we want to come into our heart space and find this peace and love within us. So what does that mean? Do I mind experiencing a nice and sunny and hot day like today, and maybe in winter a cold day? Is this something that I have to reconcile, or that I can even reconcile? No, not really. That's the kind of polarity that I'm experiencing. I also have to deal with that in the material world. I have to adjust my clothing. I have to maybe get and buy certain things. I have to adjust my diet, right? Don't want to eat hot soup in summer. So we're living with those kinds of polarities. But there are other polarities that we experience, especially when it comes to people, when it comes to our twin flame, and when it comes also to other players in our lives. So for example, we might experience angry people and nice people. There are nice people out there who are treating us good, and there are not so nice people, maybe narcissists, as I always say, or other people that are just having a bad day, and it's nothing to do with us whatsoever. And our twin flame, of course, who is pushing our buttons. So, and with all of those people, a good way of dealing with this polarity would be to shift out of polarity. So some people say that love and hate are opposites. That's not how I see it. For me, really, love is something where you experience no polarity at all. I like to see it that way. The higher love that we are talking about here, right, when it comes to twin flames, the higher love is where we are shifting out of polarity. So why is this important? And here, again, I want to go back to theater and to being on stage and playing a role and a scene, participating in some kind of dialogue. And you always, like in real life, when someone is coming at you very angry, you're very likely to react to this and just to be affected by that, and then react and maybe defend yourself, right? Someone is blaming you and you then go into defending yourself, and then the play is beginning, right? And is this useful to participate in those things? Not so much. Because actually, as we all already learned from other Hermetic principles, everything is vibration. So it would be nice if I could just maintain my vibration. And if I can do that, then those other things will shift out of my experience. I will not experience those things to the extent that I've experienced them before, or maybe not at all, because I will be able then to attract other things into my life, right? And this also means loving and healthy relationships on all levels, as I always say. And your twin flame, of course. It's also good to train this a little bit with other people. So not going into reactiveness, and clear that immediately. You can place your hand on your heart if you want. It might be easier to find this heart space. Some call it coherence, heart coherence. There are different teachings out there. For me, this is the heart space. You go into your heart space, you go into higher love, you move to that frequency. You can just set the intention, right? And then train that over time. And then choose to not participate in certain dialogues and scenes in this big play that is called life, right? Just allow the other people, if they choose to be angry or to blame you or to judge you or whatever they do, just allow it. It's not up to you to change that, right? You just shift out of this polarity, and then you also cut cords. There are energetic cords with all the people that we are dealing, that they are renewing all the time, so those energetic cords, and we can also ask for those to be cut, to detach, really, right? So those are only ever negative cords. Don't worry that any positive cords or connections are interrupted or cut in that way. It's only like cobwebs, right? And with some people we have a lot of cobwebs and with others only a few, because we only met them several times. And it's also useful to cut those cords between you and your twin flame, because it's the negative cords, right? We don't want to have those cobwebs in our connection. We ask for those cords to be cut, and then we ask for this whole thing to shift out of polarity. Try this and then feel yeah, just observe how this is feeling in your experience, if this is serving you. This I have great experiences with that, and I have really learned to maintain my energy much more effectively with just allowing myself to be in this higher love, and to allow everyone else to make their own choices, whatever they are. Also with family members can be very useful, because within a family you often have those patterns, action, reaction, right? The mother acting one way and then child freaking out. It's always the same patterns. How can you break those patterns? Well, cut the negative cords, shift out of polarity, be in your heart space, and allow the other person to be wherever he or she is. It's this easy, right? And just do this as a little training, and then try this with your twin flame. Good. Anything else? Yeah, it's what I want to add is that this is also what we experience with our twin flame, everyone else as well, but now we are of course interested in what is happening in our twin flame relationship. When it comes to those imbalances, it's often also about a wounded chakra. So in the title we have this money kind of thing. Yeah, why is my twin flame focusing on money and career? So this refers to a wounded root chakra. And root chakra is wounded for both of you. Only we have with every chakra excessive qualities and deficient qualities. And your system, the energy system of you and your twin flame, is always looking for balance. So if there is a wounded chakra, and then one will have the more deficient qualities and one the more excessive qualities. It can be a mix of both, but in the whole system we are looking for balance. So if one is, for example, having a wound and acting this wound out as not paying so much attention to career, or being very insecure around having enough. It's always about receiving, about having the right to be and the right to have when it comes to the root chakra. And then the other one is overly focused on that, and this is very important then, which is also not balanced, right? So this in very short, this is a complex thing, and I love to talk about chakras and do a lot of work around chakras. But here you can see polarity that also needs to be balanced in order for us as a twin flame couple to be together. That's why many teachers say, well, you have to deal with your financial issues. You have to look at them. Why? Because this is first chakra stuff, and you cannot be together with your twin flame with a wounded first chakra, with no chakra, right? All the chakras have to be healed, upgraded, balanced, and that's very, very important. So I will for sure help you with doing those things, and whenever you have an issue and come to a session with me, we will of course also look at to what chakra this refers and what we need to do in order to balance and to heal that chakra. Well, I think that's all for today. I will present another Hermetic principle in a few days, so watch out for the next videos. And I'm also planning to put those Hermetic principles in a playlist, so that you will be able to find them more quickly, right? Easily, if you want to go back and maybe revisit and learn and listen to one after the other, or go back in some time. So as always, you find my contact details in the description box below. I'm offering one-on-one sessions at the moment. Feel free to reach out for any further details, and stay tuned for other offerings that I'm planning and putting together for you. But the most important thing, I'm really here for you. I'm your guide on this journey. And yeah, I'm very happy to be here, and I'm looking forward to seeing you soon in another video. Take care.